Alright, so it's been a few, well, it's been a few weeks at least, months, not months, maybe a month. I really haven't been doing steady garden updates at all. So I've been filming some stuff, so I'm just going to take everything I've got and mash it all together and make one big garden update. So we'll see how this goes. Here we go. These are the buckets from the tomatoes that didn't make it. So I might do go homegrown veg style. So another YouTuber, gardening YouTuber I follow. He grows tons of stuff in buckets. I think these are a little smaller than his buckets that he uses, but whatever. I've got potatoes sitting on the windowsill forever. I may just plop them in the buckets and see what we get. Alright, I'm going to emulate my inner homegrown veg. I like his methods. He does some interesting things with container gardening. I've been watching him for a long time, so I've got seed potatoes. I've got buckets with brand new compost in it. For homegrown veg, this is a recipe for success.
That's pretty neat.
Making a compost castle. Yeah, so this compost was used briefly for tomatoes that didn't really go anywhere. So we're going to put a thin layer of compost at the bottom. About that much. And we're going to take our big seed potato. We're going to nestle him right down square in the middle. See that?
Not very.
Yeah, good. We're just going to cover it. And as this grows up through, we'll just fill up more and more, burying the plant as we go. And hopefully we'll get a result like that. That was my British accent. It's pretty bad, I'm sure. Alright, so I'm going to carry on with the rest of these and get them all lined up. Alright, so Lucas has gone ahead and finished all the seed potatoes. So we'll find a sunny spot to put all these guys and keep them watered, and we'll see if we get the result. Thanks, Lucas. Did you have fun? They're learning valuable life skills. Got the lawn tractor all fired up. Got the lawn mowed. Looking good. This end, we planted some corn, and I just threw radishes, beets, turnips in amongst the corn. I mean, there's not a whole lot of corn, just one row. Actually had less seeds than I thought, but I figured all the little root veggies would be fine underneath some corn. Unfortunately, I just kind of haphazardly threw them all in, so I'm not sure what's what. But as you can see, things are coming up. Our first signs of life for something we've planted directly into the new garden. As you can also see, I've got the wood chips down, so, or at least part of it down. I didn't put them underneath these yet. This is the Chinese Bacana. They're looking good now. I just had to trim off the outer leaves. They got super wilty and they had all gone the way of the dodo. So, but they're looking better. They're recovering. I did the same thing with the Mizuna. My Panda Bear Band-Aid. But they've recovered. Probably gonna start eating this soon. And our old pile of sweet potatoes are still down there. Not looking the greatest, but they're still holding on. And Lucas decided he was gonna plant some lettuce down in here, so I've been trying to keep it watered for him. But he helped me plant all of that stuff over there, so. Oh yeah, and back amongst the border mess here, we planted some larger things. We've got some watermelon, one pumpkin, a cassava melon, and a cantaloupe back in here. I do have them marked with sticks. I can see them, but you guys probably can't. So I'm not going to have any big beds for that stuff, but just throw them back there. What am I out? A couple of seeds? See what happens. Hope for the best. Fingers crossed. So I've planted peas back along the fence here. This is the dog pen. They're both little. They're not big diggers. They don't jump on the fence a whole lot. So we'll see if this works. I've got them from that center pole all the way down here and then up to that pole there. So this area of the yard gets sun pretty much all day long. And we'll just move the potato buckets up so you can see there. Maybe you can't see in the sun, but see they're starting to poke up, starting to grow up. Once they've grown up high enough, we'll put more compost in. Can barely see that. A little tiny guy in there. So they're all progressing. What do you think, Hoffman? What'd you think? I think I want to go inside and sit on the couch. Wood chips have come in handy back here. This was a mud pit. Hoffman was covered in mud yesterday. He had to have a bath. So I filled in all that with my monster pile of wood chips still. But yeah, it's going to take a while to use all that stuff up. What do you think? Ruby's just enjoying the sun. She's alive, I assure you. Now I gotta get the weed whacker out and hack down all this grass in their pen. We won't be able to see them. Alright, this is just going to be a video label since I still have not gone and gotten more labels. And my memory is something awful, so. This row, first row, next to the sweet potatoes, we got Serrano. I gotta get some steaks. Serrano. And of course, I left that one where I can't see it. Alright, Jimmy Nardello. So Serrano, Jimmy Nardello. Pretty sure this one's a jalapeno. Jimmy Nardello. What's that one, Kevin? Let me just twist it so I can see it. That is a cherry hot. Next row, jalapeno. Poblano. Pretty sure that's a cherry hot. Can you spin that one for me, Kevin? Keep spinning. Yep, cherry hot. And the last row is a Poblano. Big Jim chili. Yeah, Big Jim. And that also is a Big Jim chili. Whew. Alright, so all the peppers are in. They're taking up a huge chunk of real estate, but whatever. Grow what you like. I like peppers. I'm going to put tomatoes here in this empty spot, and I've got 2 of my dwarf tomatoes, the Bundaberg rumballs here, and my black vernissage there. Kevin has started his little section, which is here. He's got an Italian basil planted down here, and we've got 2 strawberries there. We actually transplanted them from the front yard because we have tons of them growing along the edge of the driveway. And then this is just our Mizuna, which I've been picking and eating. I don't know if you can even see it there. It kind of gets shady at this end of the garden later in the day. These massive trees.
What are these?
This is the Chinese cabbage, the bacana.
Is it right?
No, you could eat it now. I'll let them get a little bigger. And then down at this end,
Those for like salads?
yep. And then down at this end, the kids wanted corn, so I've got a row of corn where the stick is, and interspersed all throughout here is just the tomatoes, radishes, turnips, carrots, and beets. And we've got lots of those things coming up. Those guys, we've got a couple carrots poking up here, more things here. So yeah, I like it. I like seeing the things I've planted coming up straight into the garden. And I'm going to plant all kinds of those things around the peppers as well. It's just going to be loaded with radishes, beets, carrots, turnips, all the root veg. Those are my absolute favorite. If I could have nothing but root vegetables, I think I will. I would. And the sweet potatoes down at the end. And hopefully you've seen in an earlier video, the buckets are back there with the potatoes in them. See how those go. Yeah, and hopefully we'll start building more beds. I got some leftover lumber Kevin's standing in here. And yeah, I want to have some more specialized beds instead of just one big hodgepodge. Well, we'll call it permaculture. How about that? Even though it's not really planted that way, but yeah, I just want to have more room for more stuff, more variety. And pumpkins and melons and whatnot we planted back in here. Nothing yet on those. Let's take a look at the actual garden bed itself. So all the corn has come up. I'll thin it out. I didn't think I'd get every single seed to come up, so we just got one row, but they've all popped. These ones are coming up pretty good, actually. And then we've just got, like I said, radishes and carrots and beets planted all throughout here, and everything is just popping up everywhere, so I'm happy. This whole area still is yet to be planted with anything. I got a little mound here. There's a Mexican sour gherkins planted in there. I have ground cherries I want to put in here, but I can't find my seeds. I think I left them at my mom's house. I'll have to go look. The cabbage is all recovered nicely, looking good. I'm going to start pulling leaves off and eating them in the mornings. Same with the Mizuna. It's actually recovered better than I thought it would. It's looking good. Tastes good. The 3 boys have all planted their little sections here. See, I got some sticks stuck in to denote their bed borders. So start down here. We got Cooper. So really, they all wanted strawberries, and we have strawberries growing, wild, or not wild, but like volunteers all over the yard. So we dug up a few. The ones in Kevin's bed we might replace. They didn't take the transplant too well. These ones did, and the ones in Lucas's are looking good too. So we'll probably replace them. Like I said, it's not going to affect nothing. Got tons of them. Bug just flew up my nose. They've all got cucumbers along the back. Just got these little trellis pieces I had. Need to get some more. I'm gonna put some bigger ones in anyway. They've all got different types of cucumbers in, so we'll see. That'll be a good experiment, see which ones work best. I think there's Market Moors there, Space Masters here, and Heirloom White Spine here. So these are both like pickling size, and everybody should be familiar with the Market Moors. There's flowers coming up in Kevin's. He planted flowers down the borders of his. He's got some marigolds, I know, and some blue boys. I like the looks of those, so I had seed packs laying around for them. He's also got a broccoli in the middle somewhere, like a broccolini. Small, not a broccolini. I forget, just the smaller broccoli variety. And he's got a basil up front. I think that might be what those are. That might be the basil coming up. Looks like it is. So Lucas has, oh God, what did he put in the middle of his? Kale. He loves kale chips. Those are like his go-tos. He's got some flowers planted in here as well. He's got some coming up there. And here he wanted them on either side of his strawberry. And Cooper's bed. Not much popping up. He didn't put any flowers in his, so nothing's come up yet. And I forget what he stuck in the middle of his. I don't even remember. You know, I'll have to check back in with him. He'll be crabby at me that I forgot, but need to feed everything today. You haven't been fed since I put them in, and I think they could use a bit of fertilizer. The dwarf ones are looking okay, a little droopy on a couple. It's super, but otherwise they're doing all right. That one's a little raggedy looking too, but it's got new growth coming on. It looks pretty good. That's the black vernissage, and these are both the dwarf Bundaberg rum balls. I got pepper plants galore. I've topped all of them, well, most of them. I didn't top this one. There's a few I didn't top, but for the most part I just topped them. So hopefully that'll encourage them to shoot out some new growth and get some bigger plants here. And then the sweet potatoes are just doing their sweet potato thing back there. I wanted to build a potato box. That's a future endeavor for sweet potatoes and for regular potatoes. That's everything in the bed. Check out that little trellis dealio. Picked that up out the trash last night. Just driving around. I think that'll work great. Grow some cucumber vines up that sucker. Rusty gold. I like it. Alright everyone, it's June 22nd. It has been a while. Let's do a garden update. Probably garden videos I haven't even posted yet, but I might just do one big one. So these are the potatoes that we put in buckets here. As you can see, we've got them pretty much filled to the top, and they are growing well. So hopefully we'll get the result, and we'll get some new potatoes in these suckers. Lucas has helped me out a lot with these potato buckets. You looking forward to some potatoes? Sure. Alright, the tomatoes. So 4 of the tomatoes just stayed out here in the buckets. And they're pressing on. Got tomatoes, cherry tomatoes. See what happens with these. I think these 2 down here are the lemon ice dwarf tomatoes. Across the garden, across the yard we go. Alright, so first thing you'll notice is I have gotten the cedar planting box, the cedar craft box from my mom's porch, and I have set it up over here. This is going to be the herb garden. I've stuffed this thing full of every herb imaginable. Basil, rosemary, thyme, sage, tarragon. There's some flowers in there, some chamomile in there. A whole bunch of stuff. Green sculpit. We've got our corn, beets, radishes, all that good stuff down at this end. We've got a Mexican sour gherkin coming up there. Got a row of beans here. Got 3 butternut squashes there. These are my Chinese bacana I've had. I've been feeding the lizard this stuff along with this, and I've been pulling it for sandwiches and stuff. I'm about to make some salads. The kids' beds. Cooper's cucumbers are going crazy. Kevin has his broccoli coming up, his marigold. The celeries they put in got a bit cooked, but they're doing all right. They got new growth coming. Lucas's cucumbers. More cucumbers. We have cucumbers. Here, these are the 3 tomatoes I put into the garden. These front 2 are the black, or the Bundaberg rum balls. As you can see, we've got lots and lots of those suckers coming. They look good. No blossom end rot, none of that fun stuff. That's the black vernissage. Over here's all the peppers. I don't remember what I put where. Yeah. I'm pretty sure these are the jalapenos down here. But we do have peppers coming. These are the cherry bombs. I gotta look at my other video to see what's what, but peppers all did okay, and they're not huge. But they're putting out peppers. And then the sweet potatoes stuffed at the end here. Oh, Carla's kicking me in my butt. Is that for me?
Yep.
Because I spit too much?
Yep.
Thanks, hon.
I'm gonna put it on the side of the house.
That's the garden update. And one more thing, I should have planted more peas back here. I didn't know how well they do, but along the dog pen here. But yeah, I got peas coming up like crazy here. Bit of a mess down there, but there are definitely peas climbing up the fence all over the place here. And here, there's a little guy down there. Probably can't see it. Yeah. So that'll be fun. See how many peas we get off of this. Alright, so that's the garden update. I will try to make it a bit more a regular thing going forward. I mean, I don't have a ton of stuff going on. My garden's not as big as I'd wanted it to be, but hey, real life, you know. So we'll keep planting, we'll keep going at it, and we'll start harvesting here when that time comes and see how it goes. Thanks for watching.